Ahoy, hoy, Tricky Luggers! How's everybody doing today? It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. We have a very special day today. I don't know why.
It's not just any Wednesday. I know we're like it's like a Western. We're in CinemaScope.
I don't know
today.
what's up with that. Yeah, there, here,
You're like
better.
Sitting in a castle at one of those long tables.
Oh my goodness. So we have a really exciting show today. And so I just want to kick off by saying hi to everybody who's here in the chat right now.
Welcome. I know there's some people watching today who haven't watched before, so welcome especially to you and gosh, everyone in the chat.
Here we go. So Apples is here. Armand Jindal, haven't seen you here before. Welcome. Aubrey Kovac, Beyond Imaginable, another new name. Brickanista, Brickworm, Chris Spaceboy, Pogo Rumor, Chalice, Brawley School. Debo Bricks. Yes, Cornado, Debo Bricks, Ethan Steenkamp, another new name. Welcome. Fabufan MKE, Gavin Habiger, sorry, I'm trying. Another new name.
Hooded one, hello.
Insane Legos fan, Jake Animation Studios, Joel Marbella, Corey Kinnick, Corey, Christopher Coster, and a big thank you to Christopher for setting up our interview today. This is amazing. Yano River Blue is here. Hi, Yano. Logan logging on. Another name, awesome.
Welcome.
Marilyn Parmley, Minifig Chick, and Moto.
Right next to one another.
I know. John Luttrell just popped in. Natalie Gamache, I think.
A name I haven't seen either.
Haven't either. Welcome. Orange Bricks, Osorg, Pedro Sakiria. Welcome. Another new name.
Potato Studios, Sarah Silverman, Shane Levan is here.
Shane, the amazing Spider-Man. Always good to have you in the house, Spidey. The Hornburgers, Wilfred, Bonsoir, Zerkino, Kim is here. Sarah Silverman just slid in. So hello to everybody, and welcome to all of the new people who are tuning in for the first time. I think I'm going to tilt this just a titch. There we go.
So I'm going to just assume here there's a bunch of fans of Lego. There's two fans of Lego sitting right here at this table, and we could not be more excited about what's going to happen.
Yes, and so everybody, please make sure and give a big Tricky Lug welcome to all of the new people who are here today. Glad to have you.
Let's do our pins, shall we?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. We'll see if we can get this to work.
I'm going to wear a Disney pin today, the Hulk, because our guest made a cool model that I saw of the Hulk. Oh, look, it's not focused. Oh, because we turned that off.
Because Clicky's not here. Oh, right, we did turn it off because it was going crazy.
Here,
well, mine is...
He says, Clicky. I'll help later.
Exactly. And I've got this Snow White kind of awesome pin going on. Now, I just pulled this at random. I literally closed my eyes into our bag of...
pin holding?
Our bag of pin holding, and picked one out. Oh my goodness.
And that's the one that you wanted anyway, right? You got exactly the one
I did. I actually was secretly hoping for that one. I didn't want the weird Pluto donut one. I wasn't ready
not
for that.
This time. I think we're getting more Disney pins.
Well, yes. We may be getting, because we've run out.
We're traders.
A long time ago. Anyway.
Well, I think straight to the point.
Oh, well, before the point, though, just wanted to say for all of our people who are watching new today, if you want to hit that subscribe button, we're actually doing a 2,000 viewer subscriber drive, and when we hit 2,000 subscribers, we are going to be giving away this Monkey Kid, Monkey King Warrior Mech set. As a giveaway.
We have it, actually. We built it.
Yeah, we built it.
It's a super fun build with a lot of beautiful gold work on it.
Yeah, and we ended up with an extra copy, so we thought we would
share that with you. And we're well on our way to 2,000.
Yes. Golly, well, okay.
I feel the need to put in some headphones.
I do too. So I know we usually have some other features, but we are going to be... thank you, Pedro, for the subscription.
Thanks,
appreciate that. So anyway, yes, we only have our guests today for about an hour, so I want to make sure to jump right in. We can hit our other features after that's over.
Yep, and we have some questions, actually, that people submitted.
And we do have some questions, and we will try to take some questions from the chat where we can. But I just wanted to say thank you all for coming.
Oh, and Orange Bricks, you can go back and look at the 100th episode.
Yes.
As well. We have it. Yes. It's archived.
So, just wanted to say our guest today is Tiago Catarino, and we are so excited to have him on with us today. He has his own YouTube channel where he does all of these amazing little builds, and he's just
tutorials,
great,
too,
and
right?
tutorials, exactly. And he's designed some really amazing sets, which we will talk about in a second.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and welcome to Tricky Lug, a big Tricky Lug, ahoy hoy, to Tiago Catarino, everyone, who is joining us from Portugal. Ahoy hoy, Tiago.
Good morning. Or what time is it where you are? Got it. Well,
very good.
Thanks for spending your evening with us.
Oh, it's so great. We're so excited to have you on. We're trying not to fanboy out too much here. Well, we do have some questions for you from the viewers, and we also have some questions of our own.
I had it, I'm so very interested in the style of builds that I've seen from you, especially the very small ones. And I'm interested in we'd like to talk some about the sets that you've built, but the first thing I'd like to ask you is, you're so well known now for these very small, clean little builds of furniture and things that might be inside a room. How do you think about abstraction, and do you just agonize over what parts should be in and not in those pieces?
I think that most of the times, I don't know, I don't agonize. I try to Google for some images and trying to come up with ideas of stuff that I could build, and then an object or a piece of furniture or something will pop in my feed, and I'll be like, okay, I could do this shape by using a certain type of element. And that's usually where builds come from, It's not like I agonize too much. I just look at an image and I have like a clear image of how to turn that into Lego. Because if that image of how to turn something into Lego quickly doesn't come in my mind, then I keep scrolling until I find that's something that clicks.
Oh, that eureka moment, right?
Yeah, so and sometimes it can take a while before I find that thing that clicks that I know how to do or how to build in a couple of pieces. So sometimes it takes a while.
With Flynn's builds, I always know he's hit on that moment because he likes to have that flash of inspiration in his head as well. And I know he's hit on that moment when he starts laughing out loud. Like it's just this one catches him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe not all of our viewers, and certainly I'm not familiar with everything you've built. Maybe we could give people a little background of some of the stuff that you've done.
Sure, and fortunately, like Justin, Tiago has listed the sets that he's worked on Brickset, so you can go there and check out his different sets. But we're going to go over them. We're going to kind of go over the list real quick, Tiago, if that's all right with you.
For sure. Yeah.
So. Now this one I found super, super interesting. So this was the Bricks and Animals classic brick box set.
Yes.
And I think that people don't think about design going into it as much because they just see a box of bricks, right? And I sort of read what you wrote about it, and it was actually, it's quite difficult, right? Like more than one would think.
It was a very challenging set to work on. First of all, it was my biggest set that I worked, at least in number of pieces. It's like 1,500. But then, and that's also a problem, not a problem, but also a challenge, because finding or designing the small animals is it's quite straightforward, you know, because they're simple shapes, they're classic shapes. So, and the briefing was very clear. You have to design 10 different Lego animals. So that part was quite okay. But then you have to think about all of the extra elements that go into the box. And you can't just go, okay, I'll pick these, and I put them inside, and that's it. There's a lot of thinking behind it, because I mean, you can give people like 10 red bricks, but then if you don't give them a few plates or something, then there's nothing they can build out of red bricks. So you have to include a selection that makes sense, like a couple of bricks, a couple of slopes and whatnot. So there was a lot of thinking actually, and a lot of back and forth work on choosing the right elements past the phase of having designed the actual animals themselves. So it was almost like a 50-50 effort in regards to time, like 50% of the time that I spent designing the set was on the animals. The other half of the time was like actually choosing the extra bricks that go inside the box.
When you start to design those animals, do you start digitally or do you do everything in bricks or somewhere in between?
Yeah, back then I used to go straight to the bricks usually. I think it's easier, and I have all the bricks that I could possibly ever want to design anything. So yeah, my thought process usually when designing something is going to Google and searching for something. In this case, I think I Googled like cartoon animals or something, because in a way that's the closest real reference that you could have to a classic animal. So cartoon animals, and then I picked a few that I liked, a few that were iconic as well for kids to play. And then I went from there straight for the bricks. Although nowadays, for my building tips, like building every day, it's quite challenging and can become quite messy in my Lego studio. So nowadays I usually start my builds digitally, so that I can try out different solutions quickly digitally without having to create a big mess on my desk. And then whenever I'm happy with the model, I'll just print out a PDF of the parts list, go get them from my parts collection and just build it. And that way I can be way more efficient with doing the daily building tips, and also keep a cleaner working environment.
So you don't spend all your time sorting?
Well, I have neglected that. So I have 2 big boxes full of Lego to be sorted. And I should be doing that soon, because I've been noticing that there's a few elements that I use a lot that I've been missing. So, and I know there's somewhere over there on builds that I used. So I should definitively sort that.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look at a couple of other. I don't want to go through the whole list because you have a ton here, but I wanted to hit on some ones that I was really I thought was really thoughtful. Your design for the monster truck. I noticed you talked about how it was a set that was built for kids, but that you also wanted to appeal to AFOLs. So you kind of did us a little favor. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, most of the sets I designed while working for Lego were aimed at kids. Let's be honest, that's the aim target, the target of the company, the Lego company. But then, as a fan myself, before joining Lego, my purchase decisions were always based on the pieces that the sets had. So I would, like for Creator 3-in-1 sets, I would always look on the top of the box. There's like the piece list in there. And if I saw some good pieces that I could use there, I would buy that set. And so in the same way, I thought that, okay, maybe AFOLs will appreciate like the special parts or the more rare colors on some sets. So whenever possible, I tried to do that. Even on the bricks and animals box, I went down the stock on the Lego on design, and then I was like looking, okay, this looks kind of rare, So let's try to sneak these parts in a rare color on the Bricks and Animals box, because this for sure will appeal to kids, but maybe it can appeal also to AFOLs that need that special color. And I try to do that as much as possible. Also, on the ship in a bottle, for instance, there's a lot of teal elements hidden inside. And back then, teal was like a color that was like coming back to the assortment. So there wasn't a lot of sets with teal elements. So even though you can see it on the finished model, I try to sneak in as much teal elements as possible within the structure of that set.
It's such a great color too.
It's the teal and medium azure they're sort of my favorite colors. And I do a lot of classic space, so it tends towards gray, but I try to work color whenever possible.
Yeah.
I'd like to let some of the people in the chat see some of the things that you've built. I'm also curious, did you become a designer because you were an AFOL, or how did that happen for you?
I actually did a course on multimedia design, so I actually went to university before like becoming an AFOL. And while I was there doing research for some assignments that I had to do, I stumbled across the AFOL community. And that's where it all started. I found a group, a lug in Portugal. I joined them, and from there, I went to get the bricks from the attic of my parents and started building from there. So it wasn't like I got into design because of Lego. It was like the other way around. Design got me into Lego, or back into Lego.
Right. So I want to bring up your Instagram feed here so that we can take a look at a couple of things that you've done. Here, there we go. So this is amazing. I love. Well, so first of all, let's talk a second about the big thing right here. The Animal Crossing set that you have put onto Lego Ideas. So we talked a little bit about this earlier on. There's a lot of Animal Crossing fans here in Tricky Lug. We all really enjoy it. Awesome. But I understand that you were not a player before you decided to do this. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
No, I'm not a player. I haven't played the game ever. But it's such a hot topic these days, right? And all I kept hearing and all I kept seeing on my Facebook feed and Instagram was Animal Crossing. So I just went to look and to find out what that was about. And I kind of fell in love with the colors, the bright colors, and the simpleness of the in-game objects. And and some of those objects clicked, like I was telling you before. Oh, I could turn this into a Lego object in a relatively easy way. So it started with the house of the project, and you can see it on the last picture of that post over there. And I started with the house, and from there I built the whole setting of the Animal Crossing project that then later on I submitted to Lego Ideas. But I've never actually played the game. I have a friend, Pedro, who's on the chat. He's a graphic designer, and he's helped me designing some of those minifigures so that I can do some cool updates.
I see there are. I'm sorry, Tiago, I didn't see that there was another that I could look at more pictures, and now it's being fussy. Oh my goodness! Fun. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Try to fix this up here.
Well, you've referred several times to using photo references, and Flynn and I work that way too. That's where we start. We'll have this kind of flash idea of what we want to do, and then we go and get all the references. And that was one of the very hard things on Lego Masters, is that none of us had any reference material. It all had to come from our head. And for instance, in one of the challenges, we had to design a horse. And try to design a horse without looking at a picture of a horse. It's harder than it seems. So the photo references must have been huge for your work with Animal Crossing, obviously.
Yes. Yeah. You can see I like copied like not piece by piece because it's not Animal Crossing is not Lego, but as close as possible. I try to recreate all of those elements in Lego ships. So for the players out there, yeah. So I think the players will recognize like the apple tree or the DIY workbench, and the house is like a middle stage house that you can get in game with that exact color scheme. So I think fans will appreciate it, hopefully.
It also has this toy quality that early Lego sets did, and like we see in Fabuland as well.
Yeah.
And I see with a lot of you do a lot of miniatures that don't have as much of a toy quality, like they would really fit in a real room. But I've seen a lot of your work that has this playful, cute little colorful quality.
Yeah, I usually like color. For me is very important, and in my builds I like to have like color blocks, if it makes any sense. If you look at my builds, or at least that's what I see when I look at my builds, is like they have like clear blocks of color that help you tell and make the shapes of it. So it's color blocks. I kind of like that, and it makes the objects look somewhat clean, like the bakery display over there. It's like brown on the bottom and then tan on top. So
the bakery display is further down, right?
Right here.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I love that little van.
Even the ice cream van as well, like medium blue and then white.
Well, and then the pink accent on top really. Oh, wonderful.
Oh, fantastic! That's awesome.
Yeah, I have some builds here. Yeah.
Very cute.
Do you have some builds you'd like to show us?
Yeah, for sure. The globe is one of my favorites, actually. And this was one of the builds that, I know how to build the globe, but then the rest of it, the way to connect it to the base was kind of I didn't know how to do it. And so this was one build that was like getting dust over there for a couple of months until I found a solution that I was happy about. Same with a swing build. It's probably one of my favorite tips. But it took me a while until it clicked in my mind, until I found the right piece. I like this chocolate bar a lot. I think the foil.
That's
the foil
fantastic.
Gives it another depth, Almost.
Oh no! There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Millennium Falcon for the Star Wars fans. So.
And always this miniature quality, like just no extraneous details.
Yeah, I like to keep it simple. I need to keep it simple because if I want to do like daily building tips, I can't do crazy stuff. Although I did crazy stuff every now and then, coming up with this video in one day. But usually stuff is more or less simple.
I find color blocking on a sphere to be very challenging. I mean, there's so many individual plates. There must have been lots of building and unbuilding.
Yeah, this, for instance, was one of those where I started digitally and then I designed the shape of the sphere. Oh, secret sphere. So I designed the shape of the sphere, but then instead of doing regular plates, I did like just 1x1 plates everywhere. Oh. And then digitally, I started painting. I use Studio from GridClick mainly. And there's like this paintbrush option, which you can just paint, So if everything is like 1x1 plates, then if you paint on top of it, it's like painting a painting, And that's how I came up with the continents and whatnot. And then after I had painted the globe, then I switched it to regular size plates and something that you could actually build.
Something that would support itself, right?
Yes, yeah. Because
that's
one by
so
one, these would like fall apart.
That's funny. We actually we talk about painting with color a lot when we're building our models.
We try to paint light in the way that we're inspired by Disney a lot, and we like to paint color into the light, but also color into the shadow on it. And we often will do a wash with like cheese slopes or 1x1s or just really tiny pixels.
Yeah, it's like
that's great.
The smallest detail that you can go, right? So speaking of your models and your channel, and I know that somebody will be good enough to post the link to Tiago's YouTube into the there it is.
Right there,
yes.
it's by
Somebody,
magic.
I know by magic. Somebody put it up there. Thank you, because I don't have the ability to do that here.
Awesome.
So I heard a rumor that you may have a special treat for our viewers in that you are going to do live one of your how-to videos that you've done on your YouTube channel. Is that true?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so excited.
So this is a first for you live, right?
Yeah, I usually usually builds go okay and I can do it like in one straight run, but sometimes I have to go back, there's building mistakes. So that's why I pre-record them, but let's try it live.
Right, we build sets live all the time, and they watch us screw up. Oh man, we tried to put together this castle from 1984 the other day.
Okay.
That my friend gave it, and we were only able to find the instructions really small, and the whole thing was light gray. And from those old instructions, they don't show you where stuff is supposed to go.
Yeah.
And you combine that with our inability to actually see the instructions. It was
it was a challenge.
Yeah, we were excited. We were like vintage finds, and we ended up changing the name of the video to "Hassle with the Castle" because it really was just like it was out of control. But we are excited to see what you have, and I see that Justin Ramsden is here. Hi, Justin. Welcome.
Justin.
Justin has been here up here with us before.
And Jake Sadovich said hi earlier.
Yep, Jake Sadovich is here too, and we'll get to that connection in a little bit. So, all right, Tiago, take it away. Yeah.
Okay. So I have to turn this way. This should be okay. So this is how usually a video starts. Hello everyone, my name is Tiago, and in today's video we're building a riding lawnmower. And sometimes I will be showing the piece list, and sometimes I will just go straight to the build, and usually it goes something like this. I hope you can see it okay with the lighting at all.
Yes.
And yeah. And usually there's like a background music.
Right. Sorry,
no worries. We need Boone Langston to sing us something.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Are you doing this from memory right now, or do you have a plan in front of you?
Well, I rehearsed this before, and I also displayed the pieces right here in a way that I can understand the sequence.
Yeah, you're not searching for parts at all.
No. So yeah, I made it easy on myself. I want to look good, on your guys' live stream.
Oh, it already has this cute little quality to it.
You're so fast. I'm so jealous.
We're not fast builders.
Oh, okay. See, and you have that John Deere iconic green and yellow color scheme, which anybody growing up in a semi-rural area will recognize. These were all over my neighborhood. I think we had one when I was a kid.
Yeah. And that's where the inspiration for this one came. I was like searching for riding lawnmowers, and then the John Deere one popped up, which was the most popular one. And then I just copied the color scheme. The black usually is hard to tell.
Yes. I see when you move it around, we see some shine on it as you move it around. That helps.
That's what I usually do on my videos. I have to put it against the light so that people can understand.
Yeah.
And we're almost there. And usually by the end of the video, I start saying something like, if you guys like the video, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next building tips.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure everyone here is already subscribed, and if you aren't, you should be subscribing to Tiago's channel right now. I give you permission to leave here and go do that in a few minutes if you want to do that.
So that was a clip and bar connection at the back?
Yeah. So that you can remove it if you want to play, you know.
Like a tow hitch.
That's fantastic. Wow. Wow. Hooray! That's so cool. Thank you so much for doing that. That was awesome.
You're welcome.
What a treat. That was cool. And you did great. There was no you did perfect.
No second takes.
Like I said, I prepared myself so that I would look good.
Well, you know, I have just endless questions for you, but is there anything you'd like to tell, you know, as AFOLs, we're pretty excited to get to talk to you not only as a designer from Lego, but afterwards also the amazing mocks that you're making. And I'm fascinated by design. We talk about it a lot on our show. But do you have any advice for a young, you know, for someone who's just starting as an AFOL, like how to think about, gosh, I just don't even know what to build. Where would I even start?
Yeah. I guess build something you like, you know, or I was working in Creator 3-in-1, so I'm kind of biased towards this, but I think Creator 3-in-1 sets are great because they let you build it and they let you rebuild it into 2 different models. So right there, you can kind of see what the possibilities of the Lego brick are within just one box. So for people just starting out, maybe get a Creator 3-in-1 box and then build all the 3 models, try to understand how the pieces work, and then try to come up with your own model. Sometimes it's easier to start with a fixed amount of bricks rather than just jumping to a huge collection. For me, it was kind of scary when I joined Lego because I was used to my small collection. I wasn't buying a lot or anything. I was a broke college student. So I didn't have a lot of Lego. So I would build something and then I would have to take it apart in order to build something new. Then I got into Lego and then I have this crazy amount of Lego pieces all there at my disposal. And it was quite frightening, actually. But yeah, I think Creator 3-in-1 is a great start. And then, I don't know, furniture, try to make a bed, you know. How simple can you make a bed? How complex can you make a bed? And start with like simple stuff and maybe just build something that you like, maybe a spaceship, maybe a car, and I guess you'll learn along the way. Just don't set the bar too high from the start because that can also be discouraging because you can't get to a nice finished looking model if you want to make, I don't know, like Millennium Falcon or a T-Rex or something, you know. Start small.
Something I have to tell myself over and over and over again is it's okay to unbuild, right? I build it and it took a long time and gosh, I don't, well, but that should be changed down there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm something that we've learned that Flynn and I have learned through the build challenges that we've done on our show.
Oh yeah.
Where we don't always have, you know, we spend 6 months on our big builds, and for our build challenges every week we can't do that. So I got caught in this thing like, oh no, I'm not going to show them something perfect, but we just keep week after week showing things, and I think that's so important.
Well, and it's interesting what you said about working with a certain number of pieces. We actually did a challenge where everybody bought the little city street sweeper, and then the challenge was to build something else out of it. Okay. And we had a huge turnout for that one, and people were so excited about it, and people were talking about how interesting it was to work in that way. And for me personally, the way I work, I found it incredibly limiting, and I had a really difficult time personally with it. So I'm always interested to hear when people say they love to work in a fixed number of pieces, because I'm constantly like, oh, what about this? No, that doesn't work. Okay, this. And so I want to have that kind of, that big amount of stuff to work with. So that's really cool though. People found a lot of inspiration for it. I think it was great.
And that's really good. And sometimes like having that fixed amount of bricks will put in your table bricks that you wouldn't think that could fit together or that could work together, because if you have like a nicely sorted collection, when you want to build something, you just pick the brick that you're thinking about and just build it. But then if you've taken apart a set, maybe you'll see 2 or 3 pieces that you wouldn't look at together in any other way. So sometimes that also can give you inspiration to come up with new solutions and new build ideas.
Yeah, I guess if you're really in a bind, you might think about a piece in a different way than you've ever thought about it before.
Yeah, for me, that just kind of broke my brain a little bit.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
So speaking of working within a certain number of pieces, let's talk a minute about working within somebody else's design or idea. So, Jake, if you're still here, we had Jake on the show actually several weeks ago talking about his experience with Lego ideas. And we know that you're the one who took Jake's original design and redesigned it down to its current form. So what was that like, taking sort of somebody else's original idea and design and putting it into the Lego standard or the Lego form?
I'm sorry, I'm a bit distracted because I have a kid in a room.
Oh, that's okay. Please do what you need to do.
We're used to that.
Here, why don't we? If I hold it from you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. No trouble at all.
So you were asking about how was it to pick up on Jake's model, right?
Yes.
Yes, we've heard some of what it's like for an AFOL to approach ideas, but we haven't heard from the other perspective.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody by now is aware of what Lego Ideas is, and so there's this platform where fans can submit their own ideas, and if they get to 10,000 votes, they get a chance of being made into a Lego product. And that's what Jake did. He did an amazing ship in a bottle, and yeah, got the 10,000 votes, got approved, and then people in Lego had to find a designer for it, which was me. And it was a challenging build in regards to Jake's build because it was quite massive, quite big, and quite unstable at some points. And it's our job as Lego designers to try to make something that can be built out of building instructions. That's something that's stable, that can be played with. Although the ship in a bottle is more like a display piece rather than a play model. And Jake's build was challenging because of all of those reasons that I told you guys. It was rather big and rather unstable, having such a big bottle without any support on the walls of the bottle itself. There was like strings like tied, not actually connected like you usually would see in a Lego set.
Oh, like with a stud connection.
Yeah, exactly. So if I remember correctly, you have like strings going everywhere in ways that we couldn't, and we tried in ways that we couldn't show in a building instructions how to do. And that's why, for instance, the ship doesn't have strings at all. So it's a lot of trying to capture the essence of the submission, and then trying to turn it into an actual Lego set that can be built and can be a good experience to everybody. And in Jake Sadovich's original submission, it changed quite a lot, the final model versus the original submission that Jake submitted. Yeah, but we had to make some design decisions based on size, on stability, and because we had to reduce the bottle size, then of course that also meant that the ship couldn't be done the same way the same amazing way that Jake did. So it had to be smaller. So yeah, and it kind of started there with the bottle. So, but then again, we tried as much as possible to feature some of Jake's submissions, some of Jake's details, like the globes, and then using like the old castle flags on the flags of the ship.
Oh, yeah.
And also we made like the special printed Leviathan, which was the name of the project to name the ship itself. So yeah, but I will agree that that one, and I'm the one to blame, kinda, but it's very, very different from the original submission.
Well, I've seen pictures of both, and it seems like not only the original concept, but the soul, kind of the spirit of the piece is still captured in the smaller, more stable model. I was blown away when we built it by the complexity of the bottom of the bottle. Did that take a long time? Man. There's a lot going on in just that.
Yeah. That was probably the most challenging aspect of designing that set was the bottle itself. And especially the bottom, because there aren't a lot of transparent elements. There's not a huge selection of transparent elements in the Lego assortment. And yeah, so I had to work with whatever I had available. And yeah, it was a lot of back and forth work on that one. Probably the most challenging sets that I have designed while I was working for Lego.
So getting back to kind of sets that you worked on, I know that you worked a lot on the Gingerbread house, which is such a fun, amazing model. And I was curious, first of all, just real quick, did you have a hand in the little micro version of it that they made that they then gave out as like a gift for purchase?
No.
Okay.
I was talking with Kenneth, the designer on that one, and we were talking about it, and then he was showing me, I was showing him what I was doing, because that was not a close collaboration, but the sets were being developed almost at the same time. So, and since his set was a miniature of my set, we kind of had to work together, because I was showing him what I was doing with the big set, but I had no hand in it. It was all Kenneth.
Wait, so now you two were working on that simultaneously?
Pretty much.
Wow. Interesting.
I finished first, and then, but when I started, if I remember correctly, this was like 2 or 3 years ago already. But yeah, I think while I was still working on the Gingerbread house, I had some meetings with him to show him, because he was tasked of designing the mini version. So, and if we weren't working simultaneously, he started working on it while I was still working on the big model. But I believe they finished the big one.
One thing that really stood out for me the first thing that really stood out for me was the silhouette of the Gingerbread house with that really steep roof.
So
did you work from the outside in? Like, did you know that silhouette was going to be that early on, or do you tend to work the other way?
For that one, and this is something that usually happens within the design team. Lego is like somebody else will start like a sketch model of something, and then somebody else will take over. And for the Gingerbread house, there was a sketch model done by a designer named Florian, and so the roofs were his idea, and the silhouette of the house. So I guess you'd have to invite Florian to be able to answer that one.
All right.
I picked up on his sorry, but yeah, I picked up on his amazing sketch model, and then from there I went to design the model. And the silhouette hasn't changed much from his concept model, but the chimney changed a lot, and then it forced some of the roofs to change around it. But the silhouette was all him.
Well, of course, the chimney is amazing with this ramshackle quality. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of gushing about it.
Yes, and we will continue gushing about it in a second. Right now, the chat is going crazy because it's that certain time of day when we have a special guest who comes on.
And we're going to play a just few second video that you may not see unless you're also watching on YouTube.
All right, it's time, everybody. That's right, it's Logan cookie time. And here he is, special guest, it's Logan. And we've got our special cookies from Uncle Dave. There you go.
Good boy. Look at this. Look right at this.
Awesome. Tiago has a dinosaur. Very good. Hooray!
Logan, you get another one for that. What a good boy.
What a good boy, Logan. That's chocolate bar.
Good boy, Logan.
Or maybe some sushi rolls.
Some sushi.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yay, Logan.
Good boy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. That was Logan Cookie.
Maybe Mario.
Now, that is an image I did not expect to see today.
You're welcome.
That was awesome. Wow, we've had actually somebody with a bearded dragon for Logan Cookie Time, but never a dinosaur. I think
was it Megan Rothrock?
Yeah, Megan Rothrock had one. That was awesome.
Awesome.
You know, I'm so curious. How, assuming that it has, how has your design work and your building style changed since leaving Lego?
I don't think it has changed much. I guess the Lego way of building kind of sunk in, because before I was a fan, so I would build whatever illegal techniques and you know the jazz. But
and now you don't?
Mostly not. And I try to be able to, I think, on how am I going to show the builds on my YouTube channel. And for that, builds need to be built stable, I guess in the same way that you would see a Lego set. So I think it changed in the way that I think I build things more stable these days. And because, you know, I was a fan, well, I'm still a fan, but before Lego, I remember that my builds were very and
we don't know anything about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And conventions, like it was like 50% of the time setting up, and then 50% of the time enjoying the convention, you know. But now I can actually pick my builds without any fear of stuff falling apart. So I guess in that sense, the Lego way of designing stuff stayed with me in a way, if that makes any sense.
It does. I've thought time and again about the limitations that the medium places on design. Like, we really have to suspend our disbelief to see sometimes 6 blocks as the thing that it's representing, right? But that's inherent in the medium. There's things about making something stable with Lego that change the shapes that you can make.
Yes.
So if anything, it seems like you've just gone more to the heart of the medium.
Maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe that. Maybe that was a little broad there.
No.
I just love the
build that I don't want to be picking and moving everywhere around, because that's a pure AFOL build, like rushed in a weekend, and if I pick that up, things will start falling apart. So that's not my usual standard of quality. It looks nice. It looks nice, but if you tilt it a little bit, then things start to fall off.
So I know we're kind of probably should have addressed this at the beginning, but and this is something I like to ask everybody who comes on. So, like, why Lego? Like, what made you decide that this was the medium in which you wanted to work? Like, what was your, like, sort of entry into the whole hobby?
I think, as a kid, it was something that I loved doing. I would spend hours playing with my Lego bricks, making stuff and imagining stuff. But as a kid, it didn't click in my head that there were actually people, like behind the Lego boxes. I thought they were like robots or something doing that. So yeah, me as a kid, that's me. And I guess then when I was in university, and then I found, while I was doing the research that I was talking before for a project, and then I found out about this Lego AFOL community. That's when I got back into Lego, and then it started to make sense. And I found again the joy of creating something unique, and Lego was probably the best tool that I had at my disposal to make something that I wanted out of my imagination. So I guess I kept honing my skills, and afterwards that led me to Lego. And then after leaving Lego, it was like, what do I want to do with my life, because I left Lego for personal reasons, but I still loved Lego, and I still wanted to make it about Lego. So I wasn't feeling like going back into my old job. So, and that's where I felt that I still had something to give in regards to Lego, that I could still teach people and learn and teach people some stuff. And so I guess that's why I chose Lego over any other sort of art medium, because it is an art medium, right?
Absolutely. We talk about that a lot. Like, it's art supplies.
We still play with minifigures, but our art is expressed in bricks.
Absolutely. Yes. So, I know. So you after you left, though, you left a legacy, because they gave you a couple of nods in this amazing haunted house model that we are a big fan of.
Oh, yeah, it's sitting right over there.
Yeah, right behind me.
Yeah, I can see it. I haven't built mine yet.
That's so. I'm curious now. Is that pipe organ that is named after you based on a design that you made, or
No.
No, okay. It was just a nod.
Yeah, not at all. I was still at Lego when they started working on that one, and Carl Marion was designing the organ, and it was common for us to just walk around and see what our colleagues were working on. So, and I was an organ player myself as a kid, and I still play the organ every now and then. And I just gave him some pointers, this is not the way it should look like. Usually it has this or that. So I just gave him some pointers in what an organ should have. And it was just that, and they decided to name the organ of Catarino, which was extremely overwhelming for me.
Well, it was...
that's all I had.
Well, I think the interesting thing, though, is kind of like what Richard was talking about with the ship in the bottle. I feel like that organ carries the spirit of your design. Like, it seems like something that you would have made. And I really appreciate that about it. And then also, of course, that in the same time, you're in the graveyard.
I know, I saw your post that Lego killed you.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I would be thrilled. I would be so excited. I used to be a cake decorater before I started with Lego, and it's sort of, they're very similar, I find, cake decorating and building with Lego.
Wow.
Well, there's a lot of covering up of your mistakes. Like when you make a cake, you make a mistake, you make a flower and stick the flower over the mistake, and you can kind of do the same with Lego. Oh, there's a hole? Okay, I'm just going to stick a bunch of stuff over the hole. But for my graduation project, I made this like 3-tiered cake that had a haunted house on the top of it and a graveyard. And I was trying to come up with names for the graves, and I had like my my fellow students were like fighting over who was going to get to have their names on the gravestones. So there was some kind of like honor involved in having your name on a tiny gravestone. I think that's great. And they used a print from the Ship in a Bottle, right?
That was also one of the amazing.
Well, that's so cool.
Exactly. I didn't knew about any of that, about the gravestone or about the organ. But then I read the press release about the haunted house, and then it was mentioning the organ of Catarino, and I was like, wow. And then I saw the designer video, and while watching the designer video, I saw the gravestone, and my jaw literally dropped to the floor.
That's so cool.
But it is such a nice gesture, you know. In a way, it's kind of funny because I kind of died because I left Lego as a designer. So it kind of makes sense that I'm dead, you know, in Lego's eyes. So they put my initials that I used on the ship in a bottle in a gravestone. So I don't know. Yeah, I was overwhelmed when I saw that, and I'm extremely grateful for having known a bunch of remarkable people over at Lego.
That's well, and so not only did you leave a legacy there, but now you've left Lego and you've created a huge name for yourself, like practically overnight on YouTube. Like people, you started doing your demos and your how-tos, and I mean, it's just exploded, which is amazing. And first of all, when this all first started, we were doing 7 days a week.
Oh, you mean when we all started staying
home? Yeah, when we all
home.
started staying at home, when the lockdown happened, we started doing 7 days a week, and it was exhausting. I mean,
Yes.
It was a great distraction, right?
Yeah, a great distraction. But so what made you decide to do every day? That's such a, I mean, I just know from experience that's taking on so much.
Yeah. I think when I left Lego, I started when I knew that I was going to leave Lego, the decision was made. I started to think about that thing that I was talking about earlier. I still wanted to make about Lego when I leave, you know, what I do for a living and my job. And at the time I was watching a lot of YouTube. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, Lego YouTubers, but other people, because I enjoy the platform. So, and from my previous background, I was doing like video editing and special effects for television and whatnot. So I knew a thing or two about video. And in Creator 3-in-1, there were also these building tips on Lego's YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. They are quite old. I don't think they do them anymore. And then I thought to myself, okay, this is something that I could do and that could possibly be fun to do. So yeah, I decided that I wanted to make a living out of YouTube. And to make a living out of YouTube, I think if people want to be YouTubers, the most common thing that they hear is that you have to be consistent, you know? Mm-hmm. And what's the biggest consistency that you can have is uploading daily.
Yep.
That
true.
was my conclusion. So the first months after I left Lego, I spent months, like literally months, sorting all the Lego that I brought from Denmark with this goal in mind of doing daily building tips. And I also stretched myself going that way because I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't bringing money to the table, only my wife. So we had some money saved up from Denmark. So it was like a well thought out decision, and in a way that let's try this out for a year and see if it works. And then if it doesn't work, then at least I knew that I tried and failed, if that were the case. And if I knew that I tried and failed, I would be happy with it because at least I had tried. Yeah. So I gave, me and my wife gave myself a year to test this out. And yes, that's why I decided to post daily, because if I'm giving my all into this project, then I have to post daily to see if this really works. And
it looks like it has.
Yes, it's working, but I have to slow down a little bit now. I no longer post on Mondays, and during the month of August, I will be taking some vacation, so
good.
I won't be posting as often. Long term, I won't be posting daily building tutorials, but I still think that I will post like 2, 3, 4 videos a week in that regard. But for now, I just want to be the crazy guy who does building tips every day. And for 7 months, it has worked.
We're so glad you have.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Thank you.
Yeah, we know what that's like. And I would say, like, for us, I mean, I won't say it's easy, but it's easier in the way that, like, we come on, we do a live show when the show's over, and then the video just goes up to YouTube. But I also know from having done a couple of produced videos that we did, and then uploaded when Lego Masters started premiering on TV, that process is a lot, like the editing and the having all the cameras. So hats off to you. Yeah, hats off to you for that, because that is a lot of work. I feel like we kind of took the easy way out. Just like get on and be ridiculous, and then and then turn it off, and it works. But
well, I know our time is short, but I couldn't forgive myself if I didn't ask you. So many people are inspired by your work. Who are you inspired by?
And that can be other Lego designers or just an artist that you like.
Painters, anything that you find inspiring.
I think you might find this funny. I'm Portuguese. I'm not sure if you are aware who Ronaldo is.
No.
I'm sorry,
okay.
I don't.
So no, that's fine. He's like the best soccer player in the world, and he's Portuguese. And
yes.
Ronaldo.
I don't follow soccer, but I've certainly heard of him.
Yes, and he's an amazing sportsman here in Portugal and in the world. He's recognized worldwide as the best in the sport, and a lot of it comes from his hard work, from like working every day tirelessly, even on the field and off the field, and in a way that gives me inspiration. Like when I'm feeling kind of lazy and I don't feel like doing a video or something. And you might find this funny, but for me, it's like, what would Ronaldo be doing right now? He would be exercising. He would be trying to gain the edge over his competitors. Or it's not like I think over my competitors, but in a way that I want to achieve a goal. I want to deliver this content for the guys out there, for people who follow me. And yeah, so then I look up to the best guys out there. Well, not necessarily in Lego, but in sports, for instance, in this case. Although I do look up to Mike Psyche. He's an amazing. He's like in my eyes, the best Lego designer that is. Every set that he makes is like, it's like an amazing experience in regards to building techniques and whatnot.
What? I'm sorry. Would you say his name once more?
Mike Psyche. Psiaki.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
He's the designer of the Apollo rocket. The Mustang, the Aston Martin, Manchester Stadium, Harley Davidson. This dinosaur.
That's awesome.
is an amazing designer. So in regards to Lego, I look up to him for sure.
That's awesome. Well, Tiago, I know you have to go.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So thank you though so much for the time coming and hanging out with us and answering all of our ridiculous questions and
showing us your wonderful demo and sharing your work with us.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I'm so glad that you got to join in on Logan Cookie Time, and I love that there were multiple pieces, which are great. So
yes.
Thank you again so much, Tiago. Everybody who's watching, a big thanks to Tiago in the chat. And stick around because we're not leaving just yet. Tiago's going to say goodbye, and we're going to get to some of our other things that we do on this show. But thank you again, Tiago, so much for everything. It was so wonderful to have you, and hopefully we can have you on again sometime. And thank you for Walter for the subscription. Appreciate it.
Well, for sure.
What a pleasure to meet you and to get to talk with you. And as adult fan of Lego, I gotta say, pretty exciting too. Awesome. I can't wait to see what you build next.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was a pleasure meeting you all as well.
Thanks, Tiago.
And like I usually say on my channel, build something fun today.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Thank you.
See you guys. Until next time.
All right, until next time.
That's so inspiring what he said about Ronaldo, right?
You guys, I still got to say, this blows my mind every single time that we are able to be in touch with people like Tiago and Justin Ramsden and Jake Sadovich and Matthew Ashton and Holly and Moto and these people and Blair, these people who are just like amazing artists who agree to come and hang out. It's just really thrilling.
Yep. I just keep reminding people we are such fans, right?
Yes,
like we have this show
fans.
And we talk, with you every day, but we're huge fans, and we just got to talk with Tiago.
I know, that was so awesome. And gosh, and I will say though, it did reveal something about us. We don't know anything about sports.
Yeah, it's true, but I try to lay that right on the table. Right? I'm
sorry.
Especially
about
maybe
sports.
The most popular sport in the world.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not
but
really
But that notion about being inspired by someone who just gives it their all, every day, I think it's true, especially these are challenging times right now. So inspiration is great, and I want to build something fun today. In fact, I'm building for our build challenge. I built late last night. I'm going to, as you might imagine, I'm going to build something that moves.
Oh, yeah.
Outside.
And I'm doing something. I'm finally going to do something with Super Creepy Baby. So Super Creepy Baby will be making his big debut on this particular challenge. So I'm very excited about that.
Brickanista.
Well, I mean...
Well, because we joke between us about sports ball, right? We call all the sports ball. And I totally understand how people are huge fans. We just, we don't follow sports.
Fabby Fan MKE, my goodness. Well... This
Orange Bricks says, what is the challenge for this week?
Oh yeah, so the challenge for this week is, even though I called it on the form, minifigs in the real world, we're opening it up to anything. Personally, I'm going to be doing like minifigs interacting with the real world, but part of the challenge is to have your piece be interacting with the world around it. So not so much like a mock that you built that you went and set in the grass, which is fine if that's what you have time for. But if you can try and incorporate it into the world, as in it's interacting with, that would be awesome.
Well, and grass is fine. Say if you're doing a lawnmower piece.
Yes.
I'm just saying it should be site specific. Something about where it is should be involved in the piece. Right?
Exactly. Hello, Matthew. Good to see you.
Blair is here too.
Yeah, I wish you followed sports. Now, just because we're not big sports people and don't know a lot about sports doesn't mean that we wouldn't come and watch David compete, Maryland. That is a thing we would do.
We support people in sports and would love to do that. While I don't play competitive sports, for years and years I was a sea kayaker where I just sort of competed against myself, and our pals would, we'd go around and look at nature.
Yeah, I had lots of bad run-ins with sports, so I've sort of shied away from it. But
we would go to a meet.
What?
We would go to a meet.
Sure, absolutely. So gosh, I think it might be.
Oh, Orange Bricks says best stream ever with lots of exclamation points. Thank you.
It was. Gosh, I hope that we just keep getting better and better. Like that's what I really I hope for.
Well, I don't want to. I don't mind showing my inexperience in parts of Lego that I'm inexperienced with. But of course you want to be clever when talking with these just amazing designers, right?
Yes.
How fun I think we've gotten to with all of you, we've gotten to make the show that we wanted to see, and we continue doing that. So I hope you had as much fun with that part as we did. Gosh.
Oh, and welcome Tony's World 21. Thank you. So glad you're enjoying the stream. If you're enjoying the stream and you're new, you should subscribe to our channel, because when we hit 2,000 subscribers, we are going to give away this Monkey Kid, Monkey King Warrior mech. And it's an awesome set. So,
I have an idea for a challenge.
Awesome. We have a couple. Some people have been sending in ideas for challenges, including one by Lana, one of our younger viewers, who had a great idea for a challenge that I think that we're going to implement in this next one.
Well, I'm not suggesting this is one of our weekly challenges, but right away I'm going to take his advice, Tiago's advice, and build a piece of furniture. Just look at it. I'm going to look at a piece of furniture and see if I can build it in bricks, but I'm going to look for the one that inspires me.
Well, that's how that's kind of how I started doing when I did my Alice in Wonderland thing. We don't have to have these in anymore.
Yeah,
I just realized. That's what I started doing when I did my Alice in Wonderland Falling Down the Rabbit Hole. I started with furniture. So, even my very first little sort of vignettes had a lot of furniture in them. So, very cool. Now all of a sudden I feel like I just went from not being able to here to here.
It's like we just surfaced from under the water.
My goodness. All right, so we actually do have a
yes.
First of all, there's a box that I wanted to show off, and now I don't know what I did. Oh, I do see it. It's over there on the arm of the couch.
I'll get it.
Thank you. So I know a lot of people have been asking about this, and these are amazing 1x6 coral tricky lug bricks. Coral tricky lug bricks. That were, and sorry, they're a little bit of a mess on the top.
They're a little jumbly.
These were printed and donated to Tricky Lug by Hooded One, and they're amazing. They came all the way from Amsterdam.
Over the oceans.
Coral.
And they're in coral.
And we are so psyched to have them, and we are going to be giving one away to anybody who wants one. Now, we only have 175, so at a certain point,
so
I've already seen we've gotten a lot of orders.
Builders, right? So if you have a family that watches the stream and you all like to build, let us know, and we'll get you each a brick.
So there is a form on our website at TrickyBricks.com that you can go in and fill out the form. And, excuse me, sorry. So these kind of came as a surprise to us. So we weren't exactly prepared for like a mass sending out of stuff. So please bear with us a little while. We're ordering special padded envelopes and getting things in, and we're gonna have to order a printer to print out mailing labels and all that stuff. So please bear with us.
We're working on it, but we're not pros.
But also though, the bonus of you waiting a little bit for it to ship is that in about a week and a half, we will be getting the TrickyBricks bricks that our good friends Steve and Marilyn Parmley donated, and were printed by our good friend Dan, that say TrickyBricks on them and have our Kevin Hinkle little guys on it, like their heads.
So there'll be a blue TrickyBricks brick and a coral
tricky lug brick, and so just wanted to let you know that if you are, I will ship them out as soon as we get the envelopes. But if you want to wait, he said he would ship them to us on the 12th, which means we should have them by mid-month. So if you can wait, you'll get the extra brick. Yes, and yes, everybody, it is free. Thankfully,
just
thanks
because we like you and because our viewers have been so generous.
Right. So thanks to generous viewers like you and some of our others.
Hooded One.
Yeah, like Hooded One, like Steve Parmley, like Dan Keys, like Moto, Parmley. Like Marilyn, like everybody who's done our super chats and all that stuff, and our Patreon.
See,
that has made it possible for us to. That's okay. It's made it possible for us to send you those bricks for free. We really want you to. Really want you to be able to have those.
And that's why we like to say too, or why we do say that we put that money back into the show.
Yeah, and
it's really allowed us. If you go back and look at our first YouTube video, you'll see it's a lot different now.
It really is.
Still the same heart, but better frame rate for one.
Yes. Oh, way better frame rate. Oh my goodness. So, do we want to?
I think Fourth World Adam, that's nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. I am subbed to Tiago. Are you? His builds are amazing. Yes. I think most people here, if they aren't already, will do after this one for sure.
So just.
Joel, you can absolutely. Sorry, Joel, you could absolutely do a curbside pickup. Just get a hold of me and we'll
arrange it.
Yeah, we actually got to have a lovely curbside pickup trade-off with Bill and Rosa last night, which was lovely.
That was amazing.
We had a really nice time, and we got some awesome Lego books from Bill that we're going to be including in our TrickyBricks mystery box. So, also, if you were one of the winners of the TrickyBricks mystery box, the bonus of waiting a little while for that box to arrive is that you will have those special bricks in your box. So thanks for bearing with us on that.
And I just want to remind everyone, Minifig Chick was nice enough to post Tiago's contact information in the chat. We also put things on our website. So if you enjoy what you see in the chat, go check out the website, because there will generally be support material like episodes of the Brady Bunch, for instance, and ways that you can go and find these fascinating people who we get to talk to.
Shane says, when is your birthday? Isn't it coming up? Yes, my birthday is August 19th. It's a Wednesday, so we'll be here. I'll be here hanging out on my birthday with y'all, so that should be fun. I'm going to take the day off of work, I think.
I think you should.
Yeah. Yep, August 19th. That's me.
Oh my goodness. I'm not sure, but we might have another different exciting episode coming up.
Well, I'll say you heard us talking you heard us talking about before that we kind of had like an order of Fabuland stuff on Bricklink. I may or may not have like pressed the go button on that today.
Yeah. And there might have been like one figure or I don't know how many, but we got a lot of cool Fabuland stuff, and it's coming all the way from across the ocean.
Yes, it is. Oh, and Tony's World 21, you're welcome. We are so glad that you came and joined us. I'm so glad that you came over from Tiago and checking us all out.
We have a good time here.
Yeah, we have a good time.
A lot of friendly people in the chat.
It's true. It was Bill's birthday on Monday, so happy birthday, Bill. Everybody in the chat, give a big happy birthday to Bill. And they brought us over these awesome cupcakes that we ate.
They were so
before
good.
We even got inside.
They were right away.
Like, we went outside and ate them on the way in.
If we had thrown them from the door, they would have been gone before they hit.
Oh, yeah. Fabby Fan MKE, we got some good Fabuland. I'm just saying. Like, we got a bunch of stuff.
And I won't say what it is, but there's a set we're going to put together.
Well, we'll be able to put together as much as we can.
Parts
but
of it, at least.
Yeah. So, I think I don't think we need to do stickers today. Do we need to do stickers today?
No,
or maybe we should just
put
them to next time.
Yeah,
we have been getting a lot of awesome sticker stuff from people. So I just want to then, actually, I think it might be time to kind of wrap it up for today. Oh,
look, they're getting along much better now. Ms. Thing and Angela, see, they're getting along.
Oh, so I'm seeing, that's right, I forgot to mention about this, y'all. So apparently, Tricky Lug is taking on a life of its own outside of this show,
we got to see some of that last night,
which is outrageous. So so there's several things connected to this that you should be checking out if you aren't already. So one of them is there's a Discord server that our very own Shane Levan has set up, and if you'd like to, it is for AFOLs, and you can contact him via Instagram, and he can tell you how to sign up for the Discord server if you're
there's there's more features to come.
Yeah, we just have to moving some things around, if you will.
Yep.
So there's that, and then also Shane and JMW Music do a Tuesday night Instagram live feed, which is awesome.
They were featuring Pokemon last night.
Pokemon and lots of Clicky, and then Evil Clicky showed up. It was a whole thing.
Yep. There was Lego building.
There was Lego building. There was laughs.
Yeah.
There was Pokemons.
I'm not
sure. There were lots of Lego babies.
There may have been Clicky's archenemy, Iclick, or something. There was a backwards spelled Clicky hanging out.
Iclick. Yeah, Iclick's bad. So yes, and Mark was there too. Mark showed up last night. Mark Cruikshank. It was great to see him. And let's see.
I don't know what more exciting could even happen.
Oh, so we were still talking about stuff related. So apparently tomorrow there's a Tricky Lug Zoom.
Really?
It's happening tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Wow.
That was set up by Brickanista. And there's also now a Tricky Lug.
Uh-oh, froze, refresh, and back again.
There's also a Tricky Lug email. And apparently you can email trickylug@gmail.com for all the details. Brickanista and Minifig Chick are sort of like getting this all set up, which is awesome.
Cool.
Tricky Lug Zoom meeting. I'm very excited about that. So, yeah, that's going to be a good time.
Wow, it's almost like an in-person lug meeting.
It is like an in-person lug meeting. So, yeah, send us that info. Because we'd love to come. And let's see, what else?
Rob Ketcherside is a big Fabuland fan.
Oh, very good. Very good. We love the Fabuland. This is, so far, our only bits of Fabuland, along with the pieces that we got from FabuFan MKE, which I keep right here by my table.
Oh yeah, those cool chairs and the
chairs,
rug beater.
The rug beater is the best. You know, the carpet beater is awesome. Oh, Wilfred, I know Zoom can be trying. I understand, but golly.
No, Wilfred, I'm a big old grump too.
But hey, if it means that I can see everybody who's always in the chat, because y'all see us, but we don't get to see.
No, we've met some Patreon subscribers face to face.
Yes, but not a lot of you in the chat. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see some of y'all tomorrow in a big group. So
and it won't be 12 hours. It won't be a 12-hour Zoom meeting.
It won't be 12 hours. I still can't believe our 100th episode went on almost 3 hours.
I'm so sorry. We need an editor.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
But there was so much exciting stuff happening, and people kept coming, and there was more stuff to give away.
Yes, there is more stuff to give away. There are things coming. Yes, emails, addresses are being sent out. There was. I was gonna say, wait a minute, what? There's more stuff to give away. Oh, there is though.
There is the Monkey King
model. So Mac. There you go.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, I think we're going to wrap it up for today.
Yep.
Don't forget, we are not here tomorrow because we're not on Thursdays anymore, but your submissions, your photo submissions for the Lego in the Real World Challenge are due tomorrow at 5 p.m. Please make sure that we are getting on. I know people have been sliding ones in late, and we've been doing our best to add them in, but it really does make it difficult.
Try to get there on time if you can.
So if you can, that would be great. And I did have a request that I put out last time. When you send a photo, if you are able, if you are not, it's totally okay. If you can just name the photo your screen name. Okay, so for example, if it's Minifig Chick, just name it minifigchick.jpg or whatever PNG or whatever it is you're sending it in. A lot of people are sometimes appending it onto the end of a long string of numbers. And it makes it a little bit of editing. It's just easier to find you and easier to make sure we don't miss anything if you're able to do that. So.
Yeah, we try so hard not to miss anyone's stuff. We always catch up on Monday if we do.
Yep, and we have Maraid's 25-piece challenge that, because we're using Zoom, are not able to do today, but we are going to show it at the beginning of Friday and sort of like catch up from the week before.
FabuFan MKE, I started a FabMax build, but too many Fabuland parts are bright colored. Whatever will you do? What does your apocalyptic future Fabuland look like?
Oh, Cornado, you got our birthday off. Woohoo, Nice. Very good. So, all right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, you can go to the community tab to upload your submissions for the. Oh my goodness, I'm getting ahead of myself here. You can upload your images for the images of the build challenge.
See, we're gonna bring that
on
casual. See, we get all riled up when we have these cool conversations. We just get so we're gonna bring that casual.
Yeah, so you can upload your submissions to the challenge. Smooth. Thank you. To the Google form, or you may send them to Flynn@TrickyBricks.com. All right. I know.
If people want to send us,
I sounded like an NPR DJ.
I noticed that. I noticed. Got a little Ira Flato going on there.
All right, everybody. We hope you have a really, really great rest of your day and tomorrow. And we will see you here at 10 a.m. on Friday. And until then, don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear your mask, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.